It's Open Mic Friday. Welcome to our podcast, Below the Belt, with yours truly, Sherrod Duncan. It's Open Mic Friday. Well, it was Open Mic Thursday yesterday too, but it's officially Open Mic Friday, folks, and we're going to be mixing things up a little bit today. We want to say welcome back to those folks who are joining us on Twitter. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. And we want to say good day to the new folks who are joining us on LinkedIn. Welcome to our podcast, Below the Belt. It is so great to be transmitting and to be broadcasting via LinkedIn as well. Good to see all of you wherever you are joining us from today. It is our privilege having each and every one of you today. Beatrice Selby is already here, and Shondell Moses has tuned in as well. We have June Chase is here too. Folks, good to have each and every one of you, each and every one of you. Thanks for joining our international podcast, Below the Belt. And we are so privileged that so many of you from around the world join us, folks. And as we were coming on, we were listening to this new release by our very own Nikita. Nikita is her stage name, and a very beautiful song for Soca Monarch 2022, folks. And we were winding up ourselves here in the studio, listening to this song as we were coming on. A very good afternoon to you guys, wherever in the world you're joining us from. This is right here for Soca Monarch 2022. Yep, sounds good to us. Good to see each and every one of you who are logging into the international podcast. Good to have you guys with us today. And as I said, we're going to be mixing things up just a little bit right here. We're going to be mixing things up right here, people, right here. GHK Lall says the budget was an unparalleled disaster, among other things. Nikita's song is good here, and we're going to be listening for the other folks in the soca world for what they're bringing out for Soca Monarch 2022. I think I might try something too, I might try something. I got to get a trenches and a jagabat song. A trench crap on a jagabat song. Right here, folks. Good to have each and every one of you. And that's a little bit of Nikita's Right Here. Right here, one of our local artists, and I dare say regional and international artists. And I've been following her career, and she has been growing from strength to strength. Really and truly has been developing and honing her talent, and really, really impressed with the quality of her music now, her quality of her performances. Some of you might know her by the name Tanisha De Freitas, which is her legal name, but she goes by the stage name Nikita. And what a beautiful song that is. We got some good Guyanese people, producing some good music locally. Folks. And as I said, we're going to be mixing things up a little bit. We are always conscious that so many folks want to call, and we want to get as many of your thoughts on Budget 2022, this unparalleled disaster that GHK Lall talks about. And so what we're going to be asking of you guys is for you guys to send us a voice note via WhatsApp on your thoughts on Budget 2022, and we're going to play that voice note, as many as we can. So instead of calling, we know lots of persons try to call and lots of persons miss. Send us a voice note on WhatsApp, and we are going to play as many of them. Send us your thoughts on Budget 2020. And let me tell you this, folks. Below the Belt is not just for one view. If you have a differing view, have that view, right? Have the balls, have the testicular fortitude to hold strong to your views. Are you guys reading us loud and clear out there? Have the gumption and the nerve. Have the guts, the belly, right? To stand for something or fall for anything. If you believe it was a good budget, that is you feeling. You believe it was a bad budget, what are we going to tell you? but we want to hear your views on budget 2022, and we want to accommodate as many of those views as possible. And we know sometimes people can really take a little while, and so send us a voice note, perhaps not longer than a minute and a half, and that's a long time, air time. A minute and a half. Your thoughts on budget 22. And our number is up at 627-6963. That's our MMG number as well. For those of you who want to contribute and help our program to grow from strength to strength, 627-6963. That's our MMG number. And you can WhatsApp us there. Send us your voice note on budget 2022, folks. That being said, before we get into that aspect of the program, that being said, you know, Christopher Jones, Annette Ferguson, and some other folks, a no case submission was submitted on their behalf by their attorneys, and we being made to understand that all of them, Chris Jones, Annette Alkins, and the others, were said to be not guilty, were declared not guilty, right? They were charged with obstructing a public officer and illegal possession, among other things. And they were deemed to be not guilty, folks. Not guilty. And so we're following that. Christopher Jones, Annette Ferguson, and some other folks along with them. And again, they were declared by the magistrate to be not guilty of those charges. So I want you guys to I want you guys to know that, and we're gonna have a developing story on that. But that's the word out there currently, folks. You know, there's a new currency that's being proposed, a $2,000 bill. Y'all got aisle now. Y'all spending aisle money. It's the aisle 2000. A $2,000 bill is being proposed, guys. A $2,000 bill is being proposed, right? And so you gotta know that, and we're gonna publish the specimen shortly. We're gonna publish the specimen shortly, right? We're gonna publish that. So those are a couple of the things that we want you guys to know. We want your thoughts on budget 2022, so you can send us your voice notes to 627-6963. All right, 627-6963. Send us your voice notes on budget 2022, and we're going to be happy to play as many of them as we can. We're mixing things up a little bit here, folks. Mixing things up a little bit. Mixing things up a little bit. So good to see so many of you. Lazo, is it Debik? Koana Mingo is on the live broadcast. Leonard Joseph is on the live broadcast. I see Carol Wright is on the live broadcast. I see Karen Gordon, a lot of Karens out here on the live broadcast. I see as well Eula Lafferman Rubens, Pansy Fields is here, Deborah Cox, Shondell Moses is here as well. Good to see so many of you. Thanks for joining our international podcast, folks. Below the belt. I'm going to try to get Chris for a quick comment on what transpired in the magistrate's court. I want to hear directly, as we say, from the horse's mouth. I want to know from he what is the happenings. And I got this information as I was coming on. We didn't plan to talk with Chris today. I hope he answers. I'm ringing because I want you all to know, folks. We want to get for you the valid and credible information. That is what we want, and I want us to hear from Chris directly for a brief moment or two on what transpired at court. You know, they've been prosecuting a lot of us. Think it's only me? It's a lot of us. And we're going to be talking about some of that next week. A lot of us, these guys have been prosecuting. We want to hear your thoughts on budget 2022, but please send us a voice note via WhatsApp, and we're going to play as many as we can. The number there is 627-6963. I'm trying to get a sense from Chris himself. And he may be busy still with his attorneys and so forth, but I'm still trying. On behalf of you guys, Florette Jacobs Ward and Orvin Don Cook and Shondell Moses, Glenn Sismingo, Byrne, we see you, Marilyn Thomas and Paulette Hawks, Hawk Kippins, Mark Julian, we see you. Faith, Faith, Faithfurt, I see Faithfurt, Frith. Am I pronouncing it right? Paulette Hawk Kippins is here with us on the broadcast, and lots of other folks. Good to see each and every one of you. Leave a comment so we can give you guys a shout out, and I'm gonna try to get Chris as soon as possible. But again, um, a lot of folks dissatisfied with this budget. A lot of folks dissatisfied with this budget. And we picked up on the comments attributed to GHK Lall, who writes opinionated pieces um for Demara Waves and also for Kaicho News, and is an avid letter writer as well. Because GHK Lall seemed to be one of those middle of the road people, one of those middle of the road people. And we want the answers up new AFC view, and we want to like the budget anyhow, and all of that. And so we plucked some of the comments attributed to GHK Lall, to give you a sense of what the average Guyanese think about this budget. And we have said here, you don't have to agree with us or any of the views expressed on this program. We would love to hear a country review on why you think it was a bad budget or why you think it was a good budget. Right? So you can WhatsApp us. Right? Don't make it a 50 minutes WhatsApp message, a 50 minutes voice note, about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, so we can take as many of them as we can as we begin this discussion, as we continue rather our discussion on the national budget. We aren't going to be taking any calls. Feel free again to WhatsApp us, and so we can so we can take rather as many of the calls as possible. WhatsApp us. That's what we want. And we're looking forward to playing some of those voice notes for you and to hear from some of you. Folks, we're following some other information that suggests that the folks at the Linden Enterprise Network, in Mackenzie, Linden, they haven't been paid for the month. And nobody telling them nothing. The folks from Len, there in Linden, we've been made to understand. Tasha Sillett and Glensis Mingo Bird, they won't pay the people. Jackie Beard, they won't pay them. We're being told here that, from since they were supposed to be paid for this month, nothing has been forthcoming. Right? Nothing has been forthcoming. We're being made to understand that this could be some retribution because the staff protested against the CEO. So their monies are being withheld. That's some of what we're hearing. This was happening in Linden at the enterprise called Linden Enterprise Network. You see this government? You understand why we say they are stink, wicked, and dirty? We got to pay people. If people work, we got to pay people in a COVID environment, in an environment where there's a downturn in the economy and things tight. People need the money. It's like a no-brainer. It's a foregone conclusion. People need their monies, folks. They need their monies. So, folks there at the Linden Enterprise Networks, we with you. Our thoughts are with you guys. Our thoughts are with you. Come on, PUPC. Y'all wanted this thing and now you get it. Treat people well, the man. People work hard. Pay people, the man. Pay people. Folks, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you on this budget. We want to hear from you. So send us a voice note. Send us a voice note to our WhatsApp number there, 627-6963, 627-6963. We want to hear from you guys, and we're asking you to send us some voice notes so that we can take as many as possible. Sometimes we tied up with one call and other folks are calling and want to get through. And this seems, we want to see if this is a more efficient way for us to do it. Again, our WhatsApp number is 627-6963, 627-6963. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. As I have said, the budget. People have had a mouthful on this budget, A good place to find some of the comments on the budget is Facebook, is social media. And then you got the Then you got the letter columns. Then we have the letter columns to provide a good source of information. I'm reading one letter here by Shushan Mohammed. He says budget 2022 does not adequately cater for old age pension. Budget 2022 doesn't adequately cater for old age pension. And according to Shushan Mohammed, budget 2022 disproportionately does not adequately cater for old age pensioners. $3,000 increase amidst rising cost of living. Really? No transformation for the lives of pensioners. Historic indeed. Shushan Mohammed, in one of the daily newspapers, the letter section, you know, a brief but potent letter. Brief but potent. He says again, budget 2022 budget 2022 disappointingly does not adequately cater for old age pensioners. $3,000 increase amid rising cost of living. Really? No transformation for the lives of pensioners. Indeed. I like short letter writers like Shusha Mohammed. So you all think it's only our scrutiny of the budget, it's critical? You all think it's our comments alone? Again, GHK Lall, wades into the whole issue of this 2022 budget. He says here, writing in this newspaper as well, there was talk of cost of living ease, compliments of a vigilant and neighborly government that is there in time of stress. And if monthly markets are the best that the PPPC government can come up with, monthly markets are the best that the PPPC can come up with, its leaders and driving forces should hang their heads in shame, except that they have none. They ain't got no shame. Somehow, monthly markets sound to me like those KSIs, knowledge sharing institutes, concoctions that Burnham came up with and created quite a stir. Yep, some of the comments attributed to GHK Lall. He says, people ain't got no shame, this budget here. That's what the man telling me. They ain't got no shame. No shame whatsoever. None. You understand? They ain't got no shame. None whatsoever. That's what they're saying. So we're following this, folks, and looking forward to hearing from some of you as well.
I just want to make some comments on budget 2022. I think the budget 2022 is anti-poor. I expected better. I thought that they would have had initiatives such as direct cash transfer to persons living in the country that would benefit persons directly. I expected that they would have had subsidies for the students attending the University of Guyana, the Government Technical Institute, and those tertiary education. I expected at least they could have rounded off the $28,000 old age pension. They could have rounded it off to $30,000. And I expected that, they would have, it would have been more people centered, but it's not what we had hoped for, and we just trusting that this situation is addressed. I hope the opposition and the unions are taking keen interest in what is taking place, and I hope that the unions, if a situation doesn't change, the unions call out their forces and get boots on the ground, because that might be the only way that the government might want to listen to the average man with boots on the ground.
Thank you so much for that contribution. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Thank you so very, very much for that contribution. Thanks for that contribution, folks. That's that. Those are the unedited feelings of people. The unedited feelings of people. Right. So send your thoughts. 6276963. Send us a voice note. Send us a voice note. Let's take another one, folks. Thanks for that contribution, my brother.
Sharon, good day. You see, this government is so vindictive. I hate talking about the people that can get peddling in. And you see, for this budget, I call it the budget for the rich and famous. Because that's all they catering for the people that up there, the rich people like themselves, and the poor people suffering. Poor people children can't even go to school, they can't even get something to eat. Look at the situation with that little boy and the policeman. Eh? This government don't care a damn about people, about these poor people. Nothing they don't care. Nothing about Guyanese people.
Thanks for that contribution, Don. Thanks for that contribution. These are the feelings of the people. They don't care anything for poor people. That's what Don told us there. Folks, send us a voice note with your concerns, with your feelings on budget 2022. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Hi, Sherrod, good afternoon. When you're looking back at this budget, imagine up to them years, no oil revenue, nothing. Up to had better budget than this.
Better budgets indeed.
You don't
Pim
even
Pim.
want to dive into this budget because it's sheer nonsense. The budget before, he projected this and he projected that. This budget, you know what I mean? I don't understand. And people just sit down quietly. We people need to do something. We people need to come out, shut the country down for a good couple of days because they don't care about the private sector, the public servants. You understand? The public servants is the wheel for the economy in the country. So the public servants need to come together, somebody, and you have just shut the place down. Let me see how they're gonna function because the private sector is the wheels. You understand?
Yep.
Something gotta be done.
Something has got to be done indeed. It's got to
The
be done.
budget makes no sense. All the money from us. They're supposed to force things for us. Set up a COVID testing site for free. Everybody could go tested. You know what I mean? Them is the things they're supposed to do. Pumping a set of money into guys who go for what? Failing projects, failing project. Every project they did fail.
Yep. Thanks for that contribution, my brother. Every project they've did, Skeldon failed. Amila Falls failed. Oh, Father, the Burbis Harbor Bridge, you can't, the Burbis Harbor is killing people with the cost. Killing people with the cost. Everything that they do fail. Folks, today we aren't taking any calls per se. Send us a voice note with your thoughts on budget 2022. Make it short, a minute to a minute and a half, and we'll be happy to play it for our listeners. We want to hear from you. Friday set aside to hear from you, the people, on issues that concern you. On issues that concern you. Send us a voice note, and we will be more than happy to play it, folks. We will not take any calls today because we want to get as many responses from you guys as possible. As many as possible. So glad to see so many of you joining our international podcast, Below the Belt with yours truly, Sherry Duncan. Great to see so many of you, Valletta Marcus and Kurt Heidekin, Paulette Hicks, Shondell Moses. Good to see you, Paulette Johnson. All of the Paulettes are on the live. All of the Paulettes are on the live. Great to see each and every one of you. Edward Brooms, good to see you as well. Good to see you. Good to see Persis Wilson, guys. Thank you so much for joining the International Podcast. Let's take some other views on budget 2022.
Hi, Sherrod. We should not we should not expect anything better from a people who are mentally depressed and morally bankrupt.
Talk the things, my brother. Thanks for that contribution, William. Thank you for that contribution. Thank you. You can expect better. You cannot expect better from them. Let's take another contribution, folks.
Hi, Sharad. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is to let everyone know that I don't like what is going on. I do not like what is going on into Guyana. This hurts. This really, really hurts. Look at that budget that passed. We ain't gaining nothing.
Yep.
Is not gaining anything at all. We ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting nothing up to now. We can't get a house up to now. We ain't getting nothing. Every minute, fire, 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 fire. Yeah? Then you're hearing that the well equipped,
Talk
ain't
the
even get
things.
water. Fire, really no water for out the fire.
Fire wheel and no water to the fire. Things tight, people. You know, I'm happy my sister mentioned that housing issue there. I'm happy she mentioned that housing issue because you have had a lot of folks contact us about paying for the house, paying for the land. And 2 years later, since this government came in, 17, 18 months later, they can't get a word on where this landed. They can't get none of the documents or anything. Or anything. Shannon Doris, Gladstone Matthews, this is what happening. Right? This is what is happening, and people have had enough. People have had enough. Let's take another contribution on budget 2022.
Sherrod Duncan, good day. My take on this budget is that it is a very ridiculous and disrespectful budget to the citizens of Guyana,
Redunculous.
especially the public servants.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine the public servants get zero in this budget? And 50 million
Talk the things, talk the things.
given to sanitary pads. In an oil country like Guyana, the government got to contribute pads to adolescents and nothing for the public servants, who is the wheel for the government. Without the public servants, there is no government. And I agree with
Talk to us, talk to us, talk to
all
us.
of that just called and said boots on the ground, shut the country down. Give them 3 to a week, 3 to 5 days, no work, report sick. They have to pay you at least for 3 days. And let's see how this country will run. In every ministerial sector in this country should take a stand against this government and the garbage that they put, the disrespect that they give to public servants. Because why? Of the ethnicity that is being discriminated to the Guyanese citizen. That's my take.
Thanks for your take. Thanks for your take. Thanks for your take on that. Oh boy. Keep them coming, folks. Keep them coming. Send us your voice notes. We want to hear from you. Keep them coming, folks. We want to hear from you. What is this? What is this? Folks, we're not taking any calls today per se. We want to hear your thoughts on the budget, but we want to take as many as possible. Send us a short voice note, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, perhaps most, and let us get on with it. We're not taking any calls. We're live on air, and we want to hear your thoughts on budget 2020. You think it was a good budget? You think it was a bad budget? We want to hear from you, folks. Express yourself. The mic is yours. Send the voice note. We can play them. Good to hear from you guys. Good to hear from you guys. My God. Let's take another contributor.
Hi, Sherrod. Good day.
Marlon,
This
talk the
budget
things. Talk the things, Marlon. Talk the things.
is such a disrespectful, disgraceful, and disastrous budget to the poor people of Guyana. In any case, I expected nothing better than what the PPP
What?
did there with that budget. They don't give a flying fish about no public servant. The public servants in Guyana is the driving force of the country. That's the wheel and backbone of the country. And that is the best that they keep doing. However, they did not surprise me. But I'm hoping that the Guyana Public Service Union especially look at what is going on and get boots on the ground, call off the public servants. And when we put the servants on strike, let me see how the is going to function without them. The PPP is disrespectful to Guyanese people, man. Now, these old people, senior citizens, now $3,000, come on, please. The first thing, if Granger did not increase old age pension to what it is now, what would they have been given to these people? How would they be surviving with a cost of living in Guyana with planting at $300 a pound, chicken at $20 less $500 a pound, and then you're giving people nothing to their NIS? We need boots on
Boots on the ground.
Sherrod. It's time that the Guyanese people open up their eyes, wake up. When they go on the social media, let them pay attention to the right things on social media. Wake up. That is what they need to do. This budget is disrespectful, and then Ashley come.
I like that. Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
About $30,000 per child. The $30,000 would have given per child once a year. He might as well make it $100. $100,000 child instead of 30,000. And I hope that the laptops and the tablets and flash drives what they're talking about, they do not discriminate with it, and they give every living child, regardless of their ethnicity, a laptop, a tablet, or a flash drive. And they open up it and give people free internet and make the system better. Thank you. That's all my contribution for now. I'm so disgusted and fed up of them. Every time I listen to them, I get sick to my stomach. I want to vomit.
Yep. Thanks for that, Marlon. Thanks for that. Folks, we're not taking any calls. Send us a voice note. We'll be happy to play it for you guys. Send us your thoughts on Budget 2022.
Mr. Duncan, that budget that was passed in Parliament is not good. It did not address the situation in Guyana. People is punishing in Guyana, and the PPP should be ashamed of themselves.
Shame. They would know a name, sir.
Poor people, the supporters that vote for them, some of them speak it out of what they're doing to Guyanese people. It is not right. It is not right. And Guyanese need to stand up. Stand up. And Mr. Duncan, you continue exposing them.
Yep. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Continue to expose them. Because they're wicked to the Guyanese people. You guys have a good day.
Yep. Wicked, stink, and dirty. Thanks for those contributions, guys. Thank you so much for those contributions. Thank you so much. We're looking out for the others. We want to hear from you guys. We want your contributions on Budget 2022.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too.
My take on this budget story is very disrespectful, embarrassing, and a total slap in the face of Guyanese. I think the public servants, soon as they hear nothing in the budget for them, all man should have down tools and walk out. They cannot fire everybody, and they cannot do everybody the same thing at the same time. The public servants need to take a stand against these people. Then when it come into December, they're going to dash another 3% in them. And then everybody going to holler, it's better than nothing. Get up and move. These
Correct, 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 correct.
realize they're not doing anything, so they continue to disrespect the Guyanese people. We need to take a stand against them.
Correct is right. Correct is right. We need to take a stand against them. Folks, keep them coming. I love them. I love them. We need to take a stand against them. Indeed. Indeed. And it's up to each and every one of us. Let's take another contribution.
Good morning again, sir. I wanted to make a short and brief statement,
Talk to things.
and this is about the public service workers. I think they are the most dumbest people in Guyana because what they are seeing, and they will not come out to put the boots on
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the ground. All the disrespect since the election to now that the government is doing against them, and they will never come out to put the boots on the ground. No support. I think the public service workers them is them stupid. Thank you.
Well, I wouldn't say that they are stupid. I wouldn't say that they're dumb. I would say that the leadership of the unions is absent. Right? That's why they're part of a union for such a time as this. The leadership of the union is very, very absent, and it's very, very obvious there because it's been one issue to the next. Guys, Suko are suffering from the same problems. The workers at Guys Suko got a different kind of problem. Right? It's how much more money they could get. It's not how much money they will get. But folks, I want to hear some more from you on Budget 2022. GKH Lall says it's an unparalleled disaster.
Mr. Duncan,
Talk
that
the things.
budget is very bad. I see Guyanese as mendicants. That is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The schools that they're building,
Talk the things. Talk the things. Talk the
there's
things.
no need to build new schools. Improve what you have. Fix all the schools right. Even the hospital, fix them right. Let us get proper healthcare, proper schools for the children with all the necessary equipment. The public servants, they can hardly strike because a lot of them, they run for the
That's the other side of it.
contract because the 6 months gratuity is enticing. I was a public servant, I retired, and I can tell you, it wasn't easy with us during Jagdeo. I was beaten on the road in 1999. Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for that contribution. Folks, y'all hearing? Y'all hearing? Them boys and easy. That's what the people telling us. Let's take another contribution.
Good afternoon, Sherrod. The budget is not for us. Probably another country. I didn't expect anything different. Taxes was to be reduced, and they say taxes $75,000. Person salaries are over 100 and something. That doesn't make any sense to me. All we are hearing is a set of promises. Promise is to afford to the senior citizen. They only got $3,000 more. God help us in this country. Have a good afternoon, Cheryl.
You have a good afternoon as well. Folks, we aren't taking calls per se, but we want your voice notes on Budget 2022. We want to take as many, and I hope you see we've been a little more efficient when we take the voice notes. We want to hear from you guys on the voice notes on Budget 2022. You don't got to agree with us. You don't have to have any position that we have. Let's take another contributor.
Yeah, Shanghai. The border is a disaster. Nothing in it proportions with disability. Nothing. Nothing could nothing could cover
Talk to me.
people. Nothing.
Mm-hmm,
It's a
mm-hmm.
shame and disgrace.
A shame and a disgrace. Perfectly characterized. a shame and a disgrace. Let's take another contributor, folks.
Good afternoon to your and Sherrod.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
calling from New Jersey. I'm sending my voice message. It's so surprising about this budget that everybody, oh
Everybody.
no, everybody in Guyana was expecting this budget to have this and have that and for it to be better. Well, I'm here and I'm following everything all the time, and I was never expected anything good coming out of it. I tried to fool myself to say let's try and see if something is good is going to come out of it. I wasn't expecting nothing good of it
Like a lot of people.
for the public servants and the pensioners. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And I know how you guys have a strong heart. God is really good with you guys. That y'all still have that hope that something good
We holding on, we holding.
come out of that. Not me. I didn't expect anything good. At your
We
end,
holding,
Cheryl.
we were
Give them
holding.
some money, dub the little street something, and then vote for you. This was going to happen. Then they wouldn't vote on policy and think is going to enhance their life for the next 20 years or nothing. That's how Guyanese vote. Only you come and throw a little thing on the road, make it a little smooth, get them little money in pocket, good to go.
I think more, thanks for that contribution there. I think more and more we are moving to an issues based policy. I mean, we used to have a lot of race voting. Don't let you lie to yourself. You used to have a lot of race votes, but I think more and more we are becoming an issues oriented society, which is the best way. They do nonsense, you throw the backside out. Plain and simple. Let's take another contributor, folks.
Sherrod, concerning the Guyana Public Service
Gotta take this
Union
one.
and this budget, the leadership of the province service is to be partially blamed. But I put 50% of the blame leadership, 50% of the blame on the public servants. Because let me tell you about Linden. I can tell you about Linden. When I was there, I literally used to get abuse some of them out to come out and protest because they are selfish. You know what they say? Oh, we got bills to pay. We never for we money cut. And this is the manner of ignorance. How much bills they got to pay and the guy want the money cut and a whole bundle of crap that is be talking. And I just say one thing to them: the sugar workers go out there and they make sacrifice to get what they gotta get. And unless public servants decide to put away that lazy, selfish mentality what they got, that will continue to happen to them. Because the leadership of the public service union can only do so much. But public servants need to wake up. They need to wake up, or else they will be trampled upon all the while. And that is one of the reasons why Rudy Small is doing what he is doing in the hospital, walking around with a gun on his hip, like a gunslinger, like
Wow.
Wild West, and terrorizing the employees, and then he take away all every the personnel department is supposed to be doing from them, and he's doing all.
Yep. Thanks, Marlon, for that other intervention. We're hearing a lot of stories out in Linden. That's why we brought up the whole issue of the Linden Enterprise Network, because the folks here haven't been paying. That's just one issue. One issue since the PP touched down in Linden, February of 2021, it has not been the same. And I'm talking in a good way. It has not been the same. Since they had a first cabinet outreach in Linden, February 2021, it has not been the same. It's one nonsense to the next. Let's take another contributor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cheryl Duncan. Well, Guyana is in a crisis, and I don't know how we get out of this, but Guyanese got to realize that these people that they make as ministers and so forth, they used to live in Dubai. So you could imagine the type of money they used to be living in Dubai and working for in Dubai, some of the money what they carry away from Guyana.
What a contribution. Thank you nonetheless. Thank you. Well, I must see one of them Dubai salaries here. Is them Dubai salaries they want here. Huh? It's probably that. Let's take another contributor. It's about you this Friday. Folks, share the live stream, those of you who are on. We want to see those emojis as well. And thanks to the hundreds of you who've tuned into our podcast. George Annan and Kuro John, Vanessa De Silva, Tasha Selet, Marva April, Albert Morgan. Let's take another contributor. Good to see you guys join the program.
Hey, good afternoon, Sherwood. I want to give my contribution. Sherwood, is hard to believe that a budget is going to be passed and public servants aren't getting anything. I don't know when most people are going to realize that the PPP is not a government that is going to make Ghana better. It's a government that's going to make their supporters better. They're going to make their friends and family better. And Guyana is going to be the way it's always going to be. Sherrod, I don't want to discuss that budget because I don't understand nothing that is going on in that budget. I do
Madness.
believe that better gotta be our first priority all the time. We gotta stand for better. We gotta stand for more. We gotta ask for more. We gotta say where we want more. That budget is a mess. It's a mess. The money that they have 50 million to the fraud lady. I mean, come on, Sherrod. That is clear to see that that's the thief, the money. That is the thief, that money, Sherrod. Is nothing more than that, Sherrod. My contribution is that the PPP has gotta go. They gotta go.
I like that. 50 million to the fraud lady. That's for the trips to Dubai, to Las Vegas, to shop at Van Cleef and Arpels and so forth. That's what the 50 million is for. You think it's for the people? That's to make them look nice in the 5,000 Gucci purse and the 10,000 US Prada shoes and so forth. That is what all of those things are for. Let's take another contribution. Thanks for that intervention there, that contribution, my brother. Let's take another one.
Thank you, miss. I support you so much, 100%. And all lead to the police and the soldier, the nurses, the teachers, and all of them. Them too damn selfish and lazy. Just want to stay and look for others, do things for them. They need to come out. The caller is right.
I think that was in response to Marlin's contribution about the folks in Linden and having boots on the ground and moving from talk to action. Let's take another contribution, folks.
Sherrod, good morning to you, sir. Everybody talk
Respect and manners.
about the public service and the public servants. But my take is this. Patrick Yard sit his ass down there as long as I can remember, collecting people money every month, every week, and do no representation for the people them. The budget read, he never come out to say, well, okay, let me make a statement or make a comment over it. He sit his ass down there. So all those who are talking about boots on the ground, we force have to have a leader. And if he is incompetent, we need somebody who can carry the public servants them to the streets. And he need to move from there and give somebody who is competent to do it. He served no purpose whatsoever. For as long as I can remember, He sit his ass down there, mute without saying nothing. Apparently, like he getting a kickback too.
That one make a jump. That one was below the belt, people. That one was below the belt. Folks, we aren't taking any calls per se. Send us a voice note with your thoughts on budget 2022. We're live on air. We're not taking any calls. And this has been a more efficient way for us to do things. Send us a voice note, your thoughts on budget 2022. And let us hear from you, people. Peoples. Send us that. Send us that. Send us the voice notes. We want to hear from you. Right? We want to hear from you. Let's take another contribution, guys. Let's take another contribution.
Sherrod, and it's when the people go on strike and all these things, guess who the government sending? The same black policemen for kill and brutalize their own. And they ain't get nothing in it, the budget, but yet still they're sending them to kill and brutalize their own. And they ain't seen that. So how can
Talk the things, talk the things.
we want the PPP to respect us? And we ain't even respecting ourselves when we get a police force, which is 99.9% Afro-Guyanese, going and brutalize. So nobody can take a stand towards it and say, hey, this is not right. Let us be professional in what we do. No, but they're going.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for that other contribution there. Thank you for that. And I think we have another contributor. Let's take this one. Candy. Candy, Candy.
Hi, Sherrod. Good day to you. And how are you?
Fantastic.
I'm just calling to say hi and shout out to Skellen, Kurt and Skellen. And I see everybody's
Talk the things.
listening to my advice that I gave you yesterday. My opinion that I made yesterday with the shutting down of the country. I saw that. And I just want to say,
Uh-huh.
this moonshine jack there, this air flap alley, is really
Moonshine Jack Dion, Ear Flap
high.
Ali.
And shout out to Skellen, Kurt and Skellen. And I see everybody's listening to my advice that I gave you yesterday, my opinion that I made yesterday with the shutting down of the country. I saw that. And I just want to say, this moonshine jack there, this air flap alley, is raping this country. And they don't give a damn about the Guyanese people. This man, air moonshine jack there, blatantly go social media and lie about all the stuff that they do and what Granger did and what they do. They comparing stuff with what they do and what Granger did. You know, these people are so unscrupulous and deceitful and backstabbing and conniving and wicked.
Stink and
They
dirty.
take all of Granger's projects and then they own it up as if they're the one who did it and take all the credit for all his projects. Everything that he had put in place to get done, these people come into office and take over these things and say that they're the ones who um who put these things in place and who get these things done. And they give Granger no credit for that. What kind of thing is that? What kind of madness is that? The hospital, the COVID hospital, they had no idea of what was going on with that hospital. They had a big thing about it. They were making so much fuss and comments about what Granger did with so much money with about the hospital and now the hospital is not even it's not even enough. These people these people are lying to their teeth hole. You know, Moonshine Jack, they used to go on social media and say that hey, so many things were broken in the hospital and they had to
Moonshine.
this and fix that. Did you know that thing in that hospital was brand new, most high tech equipments and machines and everything in there that Granger put in place? These people are taking all the credit for those things that Granger had done and what he had put in place. I find this is
Ridiculous indeed.
and these people need to get out of office. We need to get these people out of office. I don't know what is taking. Is there any way we could get them out as of yesterday, Sherrod?
Thanks, Candy. They gotta go, folks. They got to go. We don't want them. Dolores, Rohit, Craig. We don't want them. Rosham, Chemo, Waldron. We don't want them. Robbie Leander. We don't want them. Edward Brooms, Gordon, Stobie, Stuart, Hamer. We want them. They got to go. Love what Candy says there. They got to go. Taking out the credit for the people work. Nonsense. Nonsense. Let's take another contributor.
Good day, Mr. Duncan. I'm speaking about this 2022 budget. Guyanese were being raped without consent, leaving us suspending. That's all my contribution.
Rape. Rape without consent. I like the rape without consent. That's the contribution. Rape without consent. Yep. Yep. Let's take another contributor. Watching program time.
Good afternoon, Sharon. I would
They.
like to say that budget is a total disrespect. The
Uh-huh.
administration is unapologetic and they're showing you barefaced that what y'all gotta abide what we're doing. I also think that the public servants and the military service never you can't expect the military service to do certain things. But the public servants, the doctors, the nurses, them needs to sit in and sit down. The teachers all them and don't do anything and let the people see if the budget can help them perform the duties. Everybody sit up. They cannot dismiss all the public servant teachers and police and soldiers. I think they should get out and do something to themselves. And they're so disrespectful to the pensioners, the NIS pensioners,
Mm-hmm.
the old age pensioners. These are people that work all the days of their life, but you can still take 6 billion and give it to Gaisuku for the big ones in Gaisuku to get money. But let me tell you something. I'm so sorry. I'm sad for the PPP supporters who just seen it because of ethnicity, raciality, and they know they get, get very emotionally distressed very quick to see that it's only for the big boys. It's not for the PvP supporters. And I want all of them to know and all Guyanese to know that at the end of the day, it is our children, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren who will have to pay back the burdens, while all the aristocrats, the PPP aristocrats, if so they call it, will be over there with the family and enjoying all the sweetness and offer our children, grandchildren, back so we'll be paying back all those monies. Thank you. That's what I have to say.
Thanks, my brother. We in the Pocatory and they live in nice. We in the nonsense and they live in nice. Let's take another contribution. Again, we watching the program time, folks. We watch it. We watch
Good
it.
afternoon, Sharon. That was a jet, at a budget, because they ain't cater for no small man. They got if they bring the budget, the roads 1 year to then, no roads proper and in place. Look, Sharon would have got running around this place. The parents ain't got money to give them to go to school. The $19,000 finished long time since its first month. First day they give the people the $19,000. Now the children can't go to school. I look at them, some children this morning, and ask them why they ain't going to school. The parents ain't got money for send them to school. $25,000 for a whole year? My God, that's sickening. I want to know when they're gonna get
Things
real.
tight.
What do you think people living on water? Yeah, and doing nothing. They bring a budget, a jet. There's not a budget.
Thank you, my brother.
That's a jet.
That other contribution.
It's sick my stomach. I couldn't even listen it out.
And I think we have another. Yep. Things tight, folks. Things tight. Let's take another contribution.
All of them is some Jacobot and Trench Crapo. All of them. Because
Talk the things.
what if I understand, them is pay labor kind of money. So anybody come they go to labor to anything, they have nothing to get.
Yep, that's the union for you. That is the union. Let's take another contribution quickly, swiftly.
Good day, Sharon. Concerning the budget, the person who spoke about the old age pension, I'm in agreeing with that.
Mm-hmm.
At
Mm-hmm.
least they could have gave the pensioners a $5,000 more. Like it was spelled out $100 a day. What is $100? But I want to say one thing concerning this budget. We all know it's for the rich and not for the poor. As the gentleman before me said, shut down the country. We just talking what we doing. We got to organize this thing. Shut down every way. Hospital, police station, school, close down, complete shutdown. And then we're gonna have results. Thank you.
Yep. That seems to be the prevailing thought. We got to close the whole damn thing down. That seems to be the prevailing thought. Let's take another contribution, folks.
Good morning, Sheridan. This is Jem from Toronto, Ontario. I'm
Good to
very
have you.
happy that you have people calling in and voice the concern and the issue. This is what you need to do. The world need to know directly how these people are suffering. I think after a while, the people get desensitized just hearing these people on the social media like yourself and others just talking about what's going on. But when it comes actually from the directly from the nation and the citizen, they tell you exactly how they feel and the impact of it. It's much more believable and they're all able to see exactly what's going on. I'm happy that you're doing that. Good for you. Great job. Continue to do the good work you're doing. And hopefully one day Guyana will prevail. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Let's take another contributor.
Sharon, good afternoon. These Jagabas, wicked, think and dirty. Nothing for public servants. But I don't blame them. I blame Patrick Yard that's sitting there all the time and drinking soup under the table, fooling the public servants and causing public servants to feel the heat. We need to do something and we need to do something right now. Let Peter pay for Paul and Paul pay for all.
Well, my sister says that the union leaders drinking soup on the table. I get in a visual of that, I get in a visual, and I like it. Let's take another contributor, folks, as we wind down to program time quickly.
Hello, Sharon. Um, about this budget 2022, I think that this budget is piss poor. I think that they could have done
Piss
better
poor.
for the old age pension and the public servant. They could have include something inside for the public servant because I think that they would have, up the game a little as they were so much against whatever the opposition was doing. When they was in opposition, they was so much against what the government were doing. I think that they was gonna up this game so that when they come in, they was gonna put the opposition to challenge them, give the opposition a better challenge. That when they put out something on the table, yeah, must be like, wow, how we gonna challenge this? But instead of this, we see peaceful budget catering for the rich alone. Why they are getting rich on the back of public servant and the Guyanese people. So I think that they could have been they could have done better in this budget. The people of this country need to come out and stand up for their rights and shut the country down.
I like what my brother said. Them people don't care. You think they're trying to impress me? It's money for the boys. Them and care. Let's take another contributor. Them and care.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Duncan. This budget 2022 is a very laughable budget. Reason why I'm saying this, it doesn't matter how much money you pump into an economy. If you do not have a price control, that money will eventually deplete. All right. Now, I did a bit of economics, and the way PPP does things, they have the trickle down approach to spending of the Guyanese people's money.
The wicked.
Now, trickle down economics can only work if you have fair and honest people. When they receive these tax breaks, they would ensure that their employees and so on have a better standard of living. But we all know the associates of the PPP. They're all about getting rich and rich and rich. And there is no way that money that they're pumping into the economy would reach the hands of the small man. When it reaches to the top, the big boys them would bank their money, and then the employees would still have to work for the same minimum wage. They would not give them anything. You understand? And I'm sure that there is some law. I can't put my head on a block, but I'm sure there's a law that says when a company makes a profit, by law, they're supposed to share it with their employees, right? At some point.
Yep,
But
yep.
most businesses does not do that. So how are we to survive? This budget is laughable. You understand? Look at the VAT situation. The VAT situation was brought down from 16 to 14. You mean to tell me the PPP instituted the VAT and then they can't reduce the VAT to 12%? You mean to tell me you put it at 16, no change it to 14, and you can't put it to 12? Why not? Why not?
The taste is sweet.
The
That's right.
threshold that should have been at $100,000 years ago. You understand me? So I don't understand what they're trying to fool the masses about. This budget is for the rich, not
Yep,
the poor.
yep. Folks, let's take some other contributors before we wrap up.
Hi, Sherrod. Good afternoon to you and your
Good
viewers.
afternoon.
Um, they keep pumping money in the sugar estate, Gaisuko, all the time. Why are they gonna take the same money for Gaisuko and give it to the elderly folks? Isn't it they deserve $50,000 when the month come? They don't. You don't think the elderly give enough do enough to this country, help build this country so that they can sit down now and draw cool 250 US. 50,000 is just 250 US. They can't get her. Is that too much for the government to look in and see the elderly folks need something? Or if they want to give the elderly folks, take the same guy suko money and give it to house to house. Let somebody, let people get love something. Nothing in this budget for nobody, no ordinary man
Biggest budget
really
ever.
existing in this country. Only the rich getting rich and all the time, and the poor getting poorer. What's going on? What's going on? This is the Guyana that we want our future generation to grow up in. Living in a country, you're working, slaving yourself like a dog, and you don't got nothing in return to get when you get old. A little measly 28,000 they're giving old age pensioners. Come on, man. Come on, Mr. Government. Come on, government workers. Do better than that. Come on, do better than that.
Yep, 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 yep. We got to do better. Perfectly put. Perfectly put. Perfectly put there. Spot on. Spot on. You hear me? Spot on. Let's take another comment, folks. Another
Good
contributor.
morning. Good morning. A question I want to ask. We know that the PPP government, the leaders of the PPP from 92 to 2015, they was involved in a lot of criminal activities. And why we allow them to be candidate for the election, the last election? First thing, we should have never allowed them to be candidate. That is one. My next
Yep, yep. Apologies there. Apologies there. Pace and power. Apologies there, folks. But a good point my brother was making. Our apologies there. A good point my brother was making. Fantastic point he was making there. Pace and power, folks. That's what we said in 2022. Thank you for all your contributions. Thank you for each and every one of them. Thank you for each and every one of your contributions. You made the program what it was today, folks. I'm going to take perhaps one more if we have one more that's in. Folks, we're going to take another one and then we're going to go pace and power, guys. Pace and power. Let's take Candy again. Let's take Candy again.
Hi, Sharad. Good day to you. And how are
I
you?
think we've had this one, and we take another one.
Hi, Sharad. It's Candy again. I just want to make another suggestion or another opinion. What's this issue with this plantain price? Why is this plantain price so high, and why it keep going up? That's the only thing is high, very high in price. The plantains. I can't understand that thing, Sharad. Just so we had to start eating the plantain trees. That's it. I just want to make that contribution. I find it funny also. Thank you, Sharon.
People are going to have very soon. People are going to have the padlock on the planting tree.
Sharon,
Talk to us.
good afternoon. Concerning this budget, this is not a budget, this is a jet that land with lots of sugar for breakfast, lots of roads for lunch, and lots of bridges
Mm-hmm.
for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Guyanese people gonna eat with this budget. Not forgetting the public servants,
Mm-hmm.
unless they can stand up against Patrick Yard and opt out, either opt out or vote out Patrick Yard as a leader of the Guyana Public Servants Union, they will never get an increase higher than 7% or 5% from this government.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
my take. Have a good day.
Thank you for that, folks. We're gonna take. I have two more here. We're gonna take them and then we wrap up. I got two more here. We take them, then we wrap up. Bear with us. We're a little bit into the overtime, but thanks for staying with us,
Good afternoon, Sherrod. Good afternoon to you,
Deborah.
listening audience. Concerning this budget is so disrespectful. Just how the PPP, this wicked, stink, and dirty, this just how this budget play out. They show us the true colors. They have no respect for the Guyanese people, none whatsoever. Sherrod, none whatsoever. And I think this is time the Guyanese people have to come together as one, whether race, colored, or creed. Hold one head and stand up against these jagabats. The out of place, totally out of place. The world laughing at us, Sharon. The world laughing at us because you know what? PPP ain't ready yet for this age and time. They ain't ready yet for this modern time. This is a technology age. Everything is out there. The world seeing. You can't fool people any longer. You cannot. So PPP think they could fool everybody and they're more brilliant than everybody. I think you should make appointment with Patrick Yard and Mr. Ben and bring them on this program and let they tell the nation what they intend to do about this. Mr. Yard just sit down there all the time and have PPP walking all over them. This is unfair and they're taking people money every day, every day, every day. So day in, day out. No, this can't be fair to poor people. It
Mm-hmm.
cannot. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll be grateful if you could bring Mr. Yardem on the program and let me hear what they got to say. It's time boots go on the ground. It's time for boots hit the ground. That's the only way PPP does here and understand when boots hit the ground. And this is what we need now. Boots on the ground. The policemen, this is for them eyes to open to for see when people hit the ground, it's for all of us benefit. They benefit, their children benefit, and the family benefit. So they have to stand up to their superior and let them know they black just like the people out there and they're fighting for all of we rights. So they have to stand down and stop going and harassing
Yep.
protesters when they go
Yep.
out there to protest. Because this is all we in this thing. All we in this thing. Even if they're giving these police for going out there and shooting people a little extra money. Come on, man. If they give them a little 10,000, 20,000 extra on their salary, they themselves going with hundreds of thousands in their pocket, depriving other poor people. So come on, Mr. Sherrod, I'll be grateful. I'm waiting to see an early meeting with
Yep.
you
Yep.
and Mr. Yardem on this program
Oh, I
for
love
we
it.
to hear
I
what they
love
have to
it.
tell the nation.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love it. Mr. Yard and the other labor union heads and presidents and majesties and excellencies. You all have an open invitation. Y'all come in the ring. Y'all come under the belt. Y'all come under the whip. Y'all, wherever y'all want come. You have an open invitation to come and talk to the Guyanese people. Come and talk to the Guyanese people. Our final contributor for today. Our final contributor for today.
Yeah, Shara, this is Chris out of Trinidad again. The
Trinidad in the
woman
house.
spoke the right thing. $25,000 a year I thought that was every month. What kind of welfare sustainable mechanism they have? Every month there should be, this is only just 100 US. That should be 300 US every month, and they want to be Dubai. They can't even compare Guyana with Trinidad and Tobago in terms of welfare package. What about these primary and secondary school free breakfast and lunch for all the kids? What about that? What about buses, school buses for children? What about in terms of upgrading these schools in terms of better technologies, in terms of computer labs, etc.? These are things that they should have done feasibility studies, economic feasibility studies to plan a proper budget. Because with all the 500 and something billion, it doesn't make no sense. All would go into contracts, kickbacks, and they won't have no proper real infrastructure development or modernization comparable to the other islands. It's so shameful that the other islands just live on tourism and they have a higher standard of living than Guyana. So they have a lot of work to do, which they would not because they don't have the competent people in order to do that. And they firing. Guyana need tons of competent export and even people from other CARICOM countries to contribute there in terms of kicking the economy forward.
Thanks very much, Chris. That's our final contributor for today. It's our final contributor for today. Thank you for that, Chris. Chris, they don't like studies. They don't like environmental impact assessments. They don't like them kind of things. They unlike them kind of thing. That is why they're using the oil money to fund all the big projects because they know that when the studies are done, the feasibility studies and people look at those things, they won't invest a cent in it. That is why Amila Falls being funded by them. That's why Gas Ashore being funded by them. Right? Because they don't want the studies, they don't want to hear the truth. They're selling dreams out here, selling dreams. Isabella Butters, they're out here selling dreams. Carlos, Malcolm. Hope you all share the program, share the live stream, smash the emoji buttons. They're out here selling dreams, Jackie Bate. They're out here selling dreams. Agatha Queen, uh, Romalita, Tasha Silat, Glensis Mingo Born, they're out here selling dreams. That's the people. Right? And you guys are absolutely right. We sit down too quiet. I need to do more. Personally, in 2022, I need to do more. Personally, I need to do more. Other people got to know where they're there, but I can say I need to do more. Right? Boots on the ground, we ain't backing down. We ain't backing down. Sanju Lewis, Lorraine Beach, and Lyndon Gill. You all understand what the people do with the slap we face with this budget? Disrespectful. That's why GHK Lall says it's an unparalleled disaster. Nothing for the poor people. It's poor people in word. It's poor people printed on paper. But nothing in it for poor people. Folks, it has been our pleasure having you guys be part of our podcast today. It has been our absolute pleasure. As we leave here with Nikita right here. Tanisha De Freitas, stage name Nikita, her newest release for Soca Monarch 2020. Right here, we there. It's right here. It's right here. Thanks for joining us, folks. Thanks for joining us. It's been our privilege having each and every one of you. We're going to be back here this evening in the ring, folks. We covet your support to keep all of our programs going. We covet your support to keep all of our programs going. You know, we've said to you, we have several platforms available, whether it's the Cash App, our handle there is the $ in the ring 592. Come on board and support us on a monthly basis so we can keep in the face of the jagabas and the trench crappers. Legal fees all got to pay. Legal fees got to pay. Bills got to pay. We got to meet our expenses. Come on board and help us. Our Cash App handle is the $ in the ring 592. And we are available via PayPal and Zelle. PayPal and Zelle. It's the same email address, in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com for both PayPal and Zelle. And then we're available via the MMG system. We call it the local Cash App. The guy needs Cash App. Because you guys know we broadcast from the national capital city in Georgetown, Guyana. And so we have the Guyanese Cash App, the MMG system available too. Our contact number there, 627-6963, 627-6963. And guys, we're available via MoneyGram, available via Western Union as well. Come on board and help us to keep moving forward ever and backward never. Guys, you make this program what it is. All of you tuning in, you guys make the program what it is. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, guys. It's been our pleasure having you, Desiree Manuel, Joylyn Cook, Candida Lee Lindergy, Desiree, Emmanuel. Good to have each and every one of you in the program. Stay safe. We're going to see you guys back this evening in the ring for our final program, in the ring program that is for the week, because you all know every day we in the face with we podcast. Below the belt, who vex, lose. But our final program for in the ring for this week is this evening. So we're going to see you guys at 8. Come on board and partner with us and help us to keep moving forward ever and backward never. Thank you guys. Stay safe out there.